Hello, and welcome to another week of the Abuse Cartoons live stream. So right before I went live, I bumped the camera, so I think it's all screwed up now. Oh well, close enough. They've got this tripod with the smallest base possible because I'm always kicking the tripod in this room, and it doesn't help. But anyhow. And oh yeah, it looks like my hey Joe, how's it going? It looks like my shirt is keying. It's yellow, but it's keying green, so that's fun. I'll be doing that. I'll stream as well. But yeah, back again for another week, and they just announced that they will be doing a virtual Halloween event in, I guess, the Shibuya event where everybody collects in costume in the middle of the city is not going to be allowed or will be discouraged. I don't know how strong they're going to resist it, but they'll try some virtual event. I have no idea what that would actually mean, but a lot of people are dealing with that. And I heard Thanksgiving in the US should be all kinds of fun with the new rules. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, so I think everything is working. Yeah. It looks okay. So yeah, good to see everyone. Yes. So, yep. That's how it goes. Oh, wow. Yeah. The collected chat, there we go. Collected chat is pretty slow. Yeah, I've got a... every place is streaming. The chat comes up in one place on the restream, and but it's really slow. So if I don't see messages, don't worry. Oh, man. Okay. So, yeah, we'll just warm up a bit. But... yeah, I guess I was talking today with somebody about the domestic tourism thing. So they had a program in Japan to kind of encourage domestic tourism by giving you like refunds. Like there was some government funded program where they give you like 30% rebate or something on travel expenses for domestic travel. And I guess it's kind of working. The everybody that's gotten married this year has just done domestic honeymoons and things. Instead of canceling their honeymoon, they've just traveled mostly to Kyoto, which is nice because it's usually full of tourists, and now it's not. So much more enjoyable. You actually hear Japanese being spoken in the city. But yeah, so that was good to hear because people were very because of the timing of that program, right when like cases were spiking for the bad weather in Japan. People were very critical of the government for doing that, but they were just trying to save the businesses, the local inns and hot springs and stuff that were going to go out of business. So we'll see what happens with all of that. It's still possible, I'm sure. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, so Tenet will actually get... yeah, I've heard that's... so far, and I think it was a very limited release, but, so far they were kind of disappointed with what they were able to do. But the theater numbers were so low that, I can't believe they were even trying to count that box office. But I saw something, though, discouraging about American movie theaters. I forget who it was that gave up. I think Disney is talking about giving up. Oh, wait. Yeah, somebody was talking about selling... I forget which movie it was, but selling their movie to Netflix for the streaming. So the streaming release, and maybe they would hold the home video or whatever, cable or whatever sales. But because they want to make $1 billion on every one of these big releases, but if they can sell it to Netflix for like whatever hundreds of million, then that'll at least be a start on what they would have made in the box office. And maybe that would only be like North American streaming rights or whatever, and then they could still release it in China. So there you go. There's the nightmare scenario. No more movie theaters in America. Everything goes direct to streaming, and China still has movie theaters. That would be the absolute worst if the money worked out so that was the new situation. That would be the worst possible situation. Is no more movie theaters in America. Only streaming, but you'd have to go to China to watch Hollywood films. Hey, thanks for the follow, Clarisala. Thank you. Hey everyone. Hellblazer, thank you. Thanks for the follow. Nice. Oh man. Hey Laura, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Yeah, I guess my timing is better. Yeah. I think so. I think you're right, Joe. It's raid time. Hey, thanks for the follow. Sneko Gabiko. All right. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, my timing, I guess, has finally gotten a little bit better. My live stream schedule has been off. Hey, thanks for the follow. Staraniel. Nice. But, well, they claim. I mean, we don't know, Joe, what is real and what is fantasy coming out of China, because they're more interested in getting back to business probably than anybody. And so they'll say whatever they need to. And if the death rates are actually going down, like infections, bad weather is still high. I don't know what words are going to get me shut down, but if people are getting it but it's not killing them, then I'm sure that's fine. That's a big W, yes. Yeah, so this is just I'm just drawing this. Every week I draw this cartoon for Go Comics, and it's just a single panel gag cartoon, and it looks like now I'm drawing toilet paper. So yeah, we've been doing, because it's October, I've been doing some Halloween kind of holiday stuff, and just talking about whatever is going on. But yeah, but Joe mentioned that Tenet's going to get another round of theatrical releases, so that's good. I'm curious about the movie, although reviews, I don't even know if there's any reviewers I trust anymore, but it hasn't gotten great reviews. But there's a lot of hate for that director. It's like people are either hot or cold on Christopher Nolan. Look I thought of a name all by myself. I didn't need Ben or anybody to help me. But yeah, so let's hope that American movie theaters can get back to normal. That would be a real shame if that just never happened. They kind of forced the issue in Japan, and that Demon Hunter anime is breaking Japanese box office because people are just going to see it like crazy. I'm forgetting the title of the anime, but it's I think it's on Netflix. Yeah, so Domestic Abuse is the name of the single panel gag cartoon that I do for Go Comics. So if you go to gocomics.com/domestic abuse, that's the name of the cartoon. And basically the joke is, and it was much funnier, pre pre-woke internet, but it's just kind of inanimate objects, kind of household items, acting out the kind of emotional abuse and just kind of horrible realizations of everyday life. So it's a kind of a sad, happy, sad, funny gag cartoon. So kind of, like magazine or like New Yorker style. So an image and a joke underneath. So text and a joke. So I draw it, color it, and then write it in the later half of the stream. So yeah. So no, I've been doing it since 2002. It's been syndicated since 2004, but I've actually drawn it since 2002. So coming up on 20 years. Yeah, so 18 years so far of this cartoon. So there's over 2,000 in the back catalog if you want to try to dig through some of that, and and just see if the sense of humor clicks, because it's kind of very specific. And some of the older stuff is a lot more American pop culture, and more recently there's like a lot more kind of Japanese references and things. So some of the items are not maybe not so familiar anymore, but a lot of them were just kind of very nostalgic American things. But yeah, so it's just a digital cartoon that I've been doing weekly. It was a daily cartoon from its beginnings. It was a daily cartoon, and it just, with the syndication, it just wasn't paying for the time to do 7 cartoons a week. So I kind of reduced it down to 2 a week. So it releases on Tuesdays and Thursdays on Go Comics every week. And they've got a great archive that you can go through, and they have a huge. I mean, their catalog of cartoons is huge, so they'll do a good job depending on like what you like or what you read on there. They'll do a good job of recommending kind of similar sensibility, but it's kind of the whole gamut. I think Calvin and Hobbes is on there, and it goes through a lot of the classic kind of newspaper cartoons, and then a lot of the newer digital web cartoons and web comics too. I think there's some people that do more character story based comics, and this is just kind of gag based, just kind of so there's no recurring characters. There may be like items that show up, because I kind of draw them the same every time I draw them, but there's items that'll show up, but yes, no actual abuse. There's no physical abuse. Yeah, domestic being it's kind of household and recognizable and common, very commonplace, and the abuse is more emotional, and it's more self abuse than anything. It's just being disappointed in the world, and kind of portraying that, hopefully in a funny way, with objects. So it's kind of just a way to get at kind of difficult, weird stuff in life, and also just stupid takes on holiday stuff. Just just really really common life problems mixed with everyday occurrences. But I think the idea of the beginning of this started with just drawing a styrofoam. Yeah, it needs to be a little bit wider. Just drawing a little styrofoam cup. I think I've done this before, but if there's some new people, it's worth doing. So I just drew that standard kind of coffee break type. So I was just doing just doodling with a Sharpie, and I just did this little cup. I was just drawing this like kind of standard shape. This looks more like a flower pot, but the idea was I was doodling with Sharpie on paper and did a cup like this. And previously I was drawing characters, and then I just started doing objects, and then I put 2 eyes on it, like that, and it was sad and kind of isolated on the page, and that whole just something that simple inspired me to think about, well, what if it was, if there were two things. And then I think one of the earliest cartoons was a lot of stuff kind of from a kitchen table. So as soon as there were two things, and if they were facing each other, then all of a sudden you had drama, or you had the aftermath of some sort of drama. So yeah, that just kind of clicked, and it's one of those things that when you're just messing around, some stuff just kind of falls into place. And with any idea, it's got to be sustainable. Like, you can have a good idea, but it's so limited in scale, or limited in where you could actually go with it. But this was just anything you'd find on a table, anything you'd find in the cupboard, anything you'd find in the refrigerator, and just how they would interact, and giving them kind of human characteristics and bad relationships. And so just certain objects aspiring to be other things, like a cup of coffee with one of those tropical paper umbrella from a mixed drink in it. Just things like that were just kind of just opposed to each other. So a easy way to talk about disappointment, or what you hoped your life would be, or why you hated your situation in life. So pretty simple. Hey, Sedona. Nice. Oh, good to hear. I'm glad things are going better. It just takes a week. Actually, it's only been like 5 days. I think I was streaming last Thursday. But good to see everyone. And yeah, thanks for stopping by. And hopefully, it's a little bit interesting to watch this happen. So I'm just drawing in Photoshop. So originally the cartoon was Sharpie on paper, and you can see that in the earlier ones. Because when you're drawing in Sharpie, there's no undo, and there's no erasing or anything, because the ink soaks into the paper very fast, and you don't even have all that much kind of range of thickness in the line. There's not a lot of expression in the line. So the early stuff you can kind of see for the first 5 years or so is all just on paper, then scan that paper into Photoshop. And so it's been computer colored the whole time, but the artwork now is produced on a tablet directly into Photoshop, just kind of updating things. And that's good in one sense, that I can save time. I can do some little shortcuts. Like I can, I just duplicated that one object. So if I want to draw a stack of something, I don't have to draw every single one, unless there's some advantage to doing that. And I could just, kind of duplicate things. Although sometimes that makes things look a little artificial, not as organic. So you have to be careful relying too much on the cheats. But it helped me also. You'll see some of the early hand-drawn stuff is pretty pretty wonky looking, pretty messed up. And then this gives me the ability to just kind of play with the shape of things and get things kind of the proportion that I want, and if they're a little bit awkward looking, to kind of fix that. All right. But the thing that I don't like about it is that there's no original art anymore. The original art is just digital. Yeah, this week is much better. Much more recovered from all the family stuff. So yeah, good to get back to normal. All right, but yeah. So anybody new that's wondering why there's a little domestic abuse title in the corner, that's what that's all about. That's just the title of the cartoon. Yeah, in the early days of this live stream, I had people pop in, and I would have that up in the corner, and people would pop in and just go in the chat. They would just say "yikes" and then disappear because it wasn't very clear what exactly I was doing. Yeah, and I don't think, especially on Twitch, I don't think I have much of a description. Yeah, I think YouTube's a little bit better, but yeah, Twitch, my description is pretty minimum. So who knows? Oh. So let's see. Yeah, what? Oh, another classic. Yeah, there's stuff. I don't think there's certain things that people don't do anymore that used to be kind of Halloween standards. Can I draw an egg shape? Can I? I think I'm just going to draw it and fix it. Yeah. It's going to look more like a stone. But soaping windows, I remember that's from my parents' generation. They would talk about soaping windows. So it's kind of a way to opaque a window, but not, all you had to do was like use water to remove it, so it was less destructive. But toilet paper in trees, and I guess over houses, egging houses, and soaping windows. Classic Devil's Night, or I guess that's not, no, that's just Halloween. Devil's Night is like literally lighting cars on fire. Oh yeah, I wonder if that's a, I wonder if that's a thing. Okay, I think I should just draw one egg. That one looks a little bit better. Just draw one and duplicate it. Because they should be uniform. Then I can just overlap them. Alright. Yeah, I remember that when I was a kid. They wouldn't let you, like if your mother sent you to buy groceries, and eggs was one of the things to buy, and it was sometimes they would have those 18, in America the big 18 packs, or like a dozen and a half 18 packs of eggs, or like larger family packs, and they wouldn't let you, if you were like in junior high school, they wouldn't let you buy them because they feared you were just going to throw them at cars. But that was kind of small town nonsense. And then I remember then spray paint, then aerosol, like, rattle cans of spray paint all went behind lock and key at the hardware stores and stuff. Yeah, all that stuff happened pretty fast. All right. Okay, so I think those are giant eggs. That's a little closer. Yeah, I don't think the soap idea will come across. Sedona getting political. That's right. We have a new Supreme Court justice. Yeah, I heard somebody saying, though, that Google might be happy because she's pretty light, or I guess her record, and I don't know that she has that much of a record, but her record kind of says that she might be lenient on antitrust suits. So Google might be in good shape if something goes against them, or something, endangers their monopoly all the way to the Supreme Court. She may be on their side. So that's kind of funny, because if that was a it's a Trump nominee, and if this Justice Department thing is partially his doing, it might fail if it goes, if it goes too far. But like I was saying too, the scary thing that I also heard is, if they can get this to go right for them, it may break things up a little bit, but it'll make sure that there is no competition. That even if they have less of a monopoly, there's not going to be any new competitors, because if they create licensing or some sort of regulation that makes it so expensive to do what they're doing. I can't imagine like an FCC for the internet, or the, FCC becoming something that regulates the internet as well. That would be really miserable. I just remember the days and the fines of them trying to regulate radio and television from the Super Bowl, the Janet Jackson Super Bowl scandal. I'm sure some of you weren't even born when that happened, but yeah. So then they started to assess fines. The FCC started to assess fines on television and radio, and oops, all that did was assure that the big players could easily afford those fines, because they were just like, $10,000, or they're thousands of dollars, and didn't go that high. And once they realized it was having no effect, but it was limiting smaller companies or channels to enter the market, then they bumped them up to the millions. So that happening on the internet would be pretty horrible. It would just let the government then pick the winners and losers. Pick the winners and losers on. I think we'll go with something simple, and it's. Oh wait, is there some? Yes, maybe I should put some kind of hint. Oh, maybe a single candy corn will be our little Halloween, our giveaway that this is Halloween related. But yeah, we'll see how this goes. Yeah, I really wonder. Yeah, because when their session starts next year, we might see all kinds of nonsense. Depending. Okay, I made a layer, didn't I? Where is it? Oh, it's here. Okay, maybe just a little smaller. Yeah, this is the last week. That was nice. When that occurred to me, I was happy, thinking that at least something might be decided. It's very strange, though. The closer we got to the election, the protests just kind of disappeared, or at least coverage of them. I mean, there isn't anything in the U.S., but yeah, where's the protest, and why did they decide to just stop all coverage? Because I don't know. That was a very mysterious thing. So it's been like a month since I've seen anything updated. And I don't know if that's just because I don't have any cable news here, so it's all basically Twitter and internet. But I completely forgot to make 2 files. Oh, come on. Hey, look. I'm saving a copy. What's going on? I think my keyboard is giving up on me. What's going on? Oh, the numbers lock is just off. Oh, sorry. Crisis averted. Okay. Oh, that's why it didn't work. Yeah. My mother had the same opinion, Sedona, about that nomination. Oh, jeez. That's right. That's going to be the it's probably going to be polling places and stuff. They're going to be like points of contention. I think there's a bunch of rules about what you can and can't do at a polling place, but Oh, that's nice. Cops taking masks and sanitizer away. Ah, beautiful. Okay, wait a minute here. I just made a change on which file? Alright. Yeah, I hope there's not too much. I mean, there always is a certain amount of polling place shenanigans, but I hope it doesn't get weird or violent, because in some areas, yeah, people are playing all kinds of tricks. Yeah, I remember the, I mean, just the, what is it called? Voter intimidation. So having like cop cars, you know, sitting out near polling places, so anybody that, you know, might have a warrant or anything is not going to go anywhere near a polling place. And like a warrant for, like, you know, parking tickets or whatever. So it's yeah, that kind of stuff, I'm sure, is happening more in some areas than others. Oh, nice. Oh my god. Nice. So like T cells or whatever. Yeah. Well, at least we know what to do with all those unborn babies now. We can just feed them to the elite political class to save them from the bad weather. That's so ghoulish. That whole idea. What was the oh, that's right, it was Christopher Reeves. Like, yeah, Christopher Reeves getting T cells from his from fetuses. I was trying to think where that image was. That South Park image is in my head. But that was a Christopher Reeves joke, not a politician. Oh, man. Yeah, you can't make this stuff up. I think parody and fiction have been defeated by reality, because nobody's imagination or satire can be more ridiculous than what's actually happening. Oof. But yeah, it's going to be... Hopefully it'll be a nice fall here. It's gotten cold suddenly, so that would be nice if we actually had something nice to come out of this year. Because sometimes it gets cold so slowly here that we don't get any nice fall colors. And Japan has beautiful fall, very beautiful colors in the fall. And there's some areas like on the mountainsides and stuff that are really nice. And they always do get a little bit colder, but some years it's been this really weird gradual slide into winter, and you need that kind of cold snap to make everything really, really bright. And we don't have any trees anymore, so yeah, I would be able to open this window if it was the fall, and you'd see the momiji, the Japanese maple with the little tiny leaves. Beautiful maple tree was right up front of the house. Totally gone. Just, yeah. cut up so that they could lay some drains for the rain water. But yeah, that was amazing. In the fall, in the upstairs room, there's a window that faced that, and when the sun was setting, it would come through those leaves, those red leaves, and the whole room would be red. The whole room would be this fiery red just because of the light hitting hitting that maple tree. That was amazing. And it's gone. But I guess there was eventually, because the stairs that were out front of the house, these large kind of stone slab stairs, were probably in some places like more than 100 years old. So the problem in Japan with mudslides and landslides for the mountains, because it's all volcanic stone, covered with like clay and earth, and so they get the water gets in between the stone and the earth, things just slip away. So there eventually could have been a risk of those stairs actually shifting and moving in places, and yeah, horrible things happening from that. But if it didn't happen in 100 years, I don't know. I guess but things weaken over time. But yeah, they used to be very rough, kind of uneven stone stairs, and now it just looks like a suburban, one of those public shared spaces of a apartment complex with the stairs that they laid out there. But it was, it used to be very old Japan looking. Your crazy Trump worshipping anti-vax cousin. Oh, what a combo. All right. So what's going on? So the first one went pretty fast because that kind of just popped into my head. But I don't know what's going on the second cartoon here. So yeah, let's just try some other stuff. But yeah, but like I told you, I think in previous weeks, Japan, especially the Japanese media, was very anti-Trump, and then suddenly, once China started, circling some of the contested islands in the Sea of Japan and started, intimidating Taiwan, suddenly Japan became a lot more pro-Trump in their media coverage. So Asia is a funny place. I mean, because basically they have one concern, containment of China's, military ambitions. That's the only, so no other political issues, nothing else about America matters at all in their politicians, except, safeguard us from China. And it's interesting because the new prime minister is kind of starting to face pressure because there's Japan is basically trade-wise, especially torn between China and America. And China's a very close, convenient business partner, but not very trustworthy. And recently, China, especially the head of the Communist Party, has been really careful to not be critical of Japan, and so that's making Japanese people feel a little bit more comfortable. But yeah, I don't know what the ultimately what's going to happen. But they need to, they kind of need to maintain, because there's a military, Japan has a American military presence in not only the Okinawa but the main island as well. They have to balance their relationship between America and China. So it's not easy. And when the bad weather stuff first started, there were a lot of Japanese companies that were trying to break the supply chains and trying to break away from some of the manufacturing that was happening in China. and they realized it was a lot harder than they thought. Like things were so entrenched in like how the raw materials and everything were already headed to China, so it made things a lot harder to kind of reroute things. And I think that's what they're finding out with like using Vietnam and some of the other Southeast Asian countries for things is they just don't have the level of technical expertise, and things isn't quite there yet. So they things are slowing down, and even if they're cheaper, they're having trouble, like maintaining quality and maintaining volume. I have a friend that's works at a shipping tracking company, so she monitors all shipments going on in Asia and everything going in and out of Japan for her company. So she kind of tells me stuff about what she hears trade wise. So that's always kind of interesting. And that's the last thing that she was talking about is the switch is not easy to do. And China knows that, I'm sure. They've spent decades, making that, building that relationship, building those supply chains, and being able to produce so much stuff for the rest of the world. Blah, blah, blah. Me talking. Oh, man. Yeah, I love anti-vax people can give you German measles and polio. I guess they can get from you German measles and polio and all that kind of stuff. I love that those things are back. Diseases that haven't happened in generations are back now. Because of one fraudulent publication by a UK doctor that connected autism and vaccines. And I'm sure YouTube is listening for people saying autism and vaccines. So we'll see this live stream disappear. Yeah, it's so sad though that report's been discredited, but it's inspired so many people to support it. So I'm sure there's other things that anti-vaxxers are pointing at that prove their point. But the weird thing about publishing research now is there's like a whole, so most medical and scientific research is published in peer-reviewed journals, which means it has to get past, I think it's like a 3 or 5 people in your same field, researchers in your same field, and they take a look at your abstract and your data and everything, and criticize it or critique it, and either make you produce more data, do more research, produce more data if you actually want to publish, or things get approved with just some some change. They recommend changes and things based on results and whatever. But it's a very stringent process to get through, and sometimes it involves starting from scratch with some of your research, because they want you to come at things from a different in a different way with different techniques. But because there's money in that, and because people universities and professionals need kind of publishing, I think just in all academia you need publishing credits to become professors, or be promoted, or be awarded, or to be hired in situations. And so because people are so hungry for publishing credits, there's kind of pay to publish journals where they'll publish just about anything, and you have to pay them. There's like a publishing fee, and they're not credible, but it is a publishing credit. It's just people will know based on the title of the journal that you just so kind of like infomercials, like how some cable channels in certain areas will let you buy infomercial time, and so you can say, oh, I have a TV show, and basically you're just paying for a time at 2 a.m. or whatever on a cable channel that was supposed to be an infomercial. So you're basically buying what would have been a Sham Wow time space, or Girls Gone Wild, or whatever time space place. So it's equivalent to that, is that you can you can be published. Your research can be published. And so I think that changed things a lot, because you can point to that stuff, and the average person isn't going to know what's a legitimate journal and what's not, because all the names are, pretty much the same. You're not going to recognize from a title what you can and can't trust as a lay person. So then you get those sorts of things happening where people prove things that are completely not true. And you start movements like the anti-vaxxers. Yes, that means you could basically, support just about any kind of insane, thesis about anything scientific or medical. All right. I'm sure that was a fascinating topic. But yeah. All right, so boxes. Let's see, something else. Yeah, so I was thinking, not more candy. Apples was last week. We did, pie humor. I guess we'll see how that pie humor went last week. And yeah, let's see. Oh, hey. Yeah, Ms. Flores. Good to see you. Oh. Scrolling back to the chat. It's all kinds of eating babies talk. Nice. Oh, there we go. Okay. Wow, it doesn't look like anything got grabbed on YouTube. That's nice. Yeah, people have been complaining recently that YouTube has been on a demonetizing rampage. I guess because there's so much stuff, crazy laptops and things that have been floating around, that they're, being cautious about what people are talking about. But I've heard complaints, or some of the other channels that I watch, people have complained about a lot of demonetizing. But I don't have to worry about such things because I'm not even monetized. It's a certain kind of freedom to be so small. Nice. Yeah, that guy, he's got went to prison, didn't he? The Girls Gone Wild guy. Yeah, I think that was one of those cocaine-based ideas that seemed like that would last forever. But you go to places where people have fake IDs and are getting into clubs and are underage, and then you point cameras at them. I don't think that's a great idea. And I guess the strategy was, kind of bring a ringer with you, like a professional, like a stripper or some, porn star or somebody, a pro, pretend that they're just a regular customer, and try to, once everyone gets drunk, try to motivate something for the video camera. And of course, how many times has that gone wrong? Like, I'm sure there's local politicians' daughters and things that got caught on video. Ugh. What a plan. But that was the 90s. Or early 2000s. I guess it was early 2000s. Ugh. Crazy. Yeah, but that seems so simple and innocent compared to what's out there now, or what you can find, and what you can see for free. You don't even have to put down your credit card. Alright, I don't know what that is. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Yeah, I don't know what that is. I don't need to keep drawing it. Yeah, so what to do? I can't think of... There's nothing holiday-based. Oh. Yeah, there's no good way. I was thinking like doorbell cameras and things would be involved in trick-or-treating. This, I wonder if they're going to just cancel trick-or-treating for everybody, because they can't even... There's just no way to I mean, it's outside, but I guess if you're... I don't know how you would no contact trick-or-treat. So I'm sure it's just going to be canceled. That was the most depressing thing, like the people that were so fearful of walking around their own neighborhoods or whatever. They would have the, shopping mall trick-or-treating. It's so depressing. Go to Radio Shack and get a Three Musketeers bar. Yeah, that kind of stuff is... Or what was the other thing? Like people going to a parking lot and like trick-or-treating to different cars in a parking lot. There was all kinds of like, weird concepts to make things safer for kids. I mean, because so many kids were murdered every Halloween. I don't know why there was so much paranoia. I mean, in Los Angeles, it was the only way to get to know your neighbors, because it was only after the sun went down that anybody was like ever outside anyhow. And so trick-or-treating would be like not your immediate neighbors, but like people around the whole block. It was the only way to get to even know who lived in what houses, because there was just not a lot of activity otherwise. But yeah, it's weird. And all the X-raying, that's an artifact of my childhood, is the X-ray candy. So hospitals and doctors' offices would offer free X-raying of your Halloween candy for safety. That's amazing. Yeah, but I still remember that. They would, do the notices on television that which hospitals were offering X-rays of your Halloween treats, looking for like razor blades and whatever. It's not going to detect arsenic or anything or rat poison, but it'll see metal, I guess, if someone's going to put something metal. And I think I saw something that said the only cases of Halloween candy ever being tampered with were done by family members, like same household family members. So there was like zero risk of strangers trying to hurt you. It was your own family that wanted you eating razor blades and straight pins. Yeah. Let's see. yeah, all of that, and those were the days too. That's funny that they did those weird safety things, just related to the very specific events, because otherwise it was a no seatbelt, no motorcycle helmet kind of time, where kids were babysitting themselves from very early ages, and cigarettes were in vending machines everywhere. That's crazy. Yeah, maybe just do it next to it so it has the same perspective. Kind of. But that's right. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I left the. I hope it's not too noisy on mic. I should listen to how noisy it is. I got a little thing running in the corner that's usually not running when I'm streaming because it makes kind of a lot of noise. Maybe I'll fix it. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's depressing. Yeah, this year though, everything will be affected, whether it's needed or not, like whether it's even necessary or not. Because they're talking about the second or third waves of bad weather being worse as far as like people getting it, but being better as far as the death rates. Like the death rates are going down. At least that was the European data. I don't know if we've gotten our second wave yet. Oh, come on. Sometimes you just want to redraw things. But yeah, something like this. All right. Yeah, and that's always the difficulty, especially for single parents. Halloween, you want to go out with your kids, especially if you've got little kids trick-or-treating, but then you have to leave your house dark or leave that bowl of candy out that gets taken in the first couple of visitors, by the first couple of visitors. Yeah, I remember when I was a kid, there would always be some smartass on roller skates. Like part of their costume was, roller skates, so that they could actually make it to more houses than just the walking fools. All right. Yeah, I don't know what any of this is going to be. Oh. But yeah, and like I was saying, as soon as we hit, so this Friday, is it Friday? Saturday. Yeah, this Saturday, as soon as Halloween is over, it's full scale Christmas in Japan. So all the stores start playing Christmas music. I am not ready for that. Jeez. All the stores start playing Christmas music, and they put out the kind of half-assed, very cheap Christmas decorations everywhere. Yeah, the department stores don't really. They do nice things for New Year's, but I don't think they do like beautiful, Christmas windows because it's just not a shopping. Like they're trying to make it a shopping season, but it's just not a shopping season here. So they don't do very nice decorations, and they get it. I mean, basically by the middle of December, Christmas is over, or like people are just done with the idea of Christmas. And it hasn't even happened yet because they have to kind of get things out of the way for the New Year's holiday. So we'll see. Oh, and yeah, KFC has started to do that thing. So somehow, because they don't roast chickens and turkeys here for holidays, KFC kind of stepped in and tried to do get a whole turkey or kind of like a rotisserie chicken or something for or just fried chicken for the Christmas holiday. So they became like that. Have a Christmas party at home with a cake. So they have Christmas cakes here. So they're little like strawberry shortcakes with like white cream, like like cream frosting, and little marzipan Santa Clauses. So those are Christmas cakes, and then they so you have a Christmas cake and then fried chicken because nobody's got a big oven for roasting anything, and but now they've started to push that for New Year's as well. And New Year's is like a totally different kind of elaborate, like 3-day meal you're supposed to have. But now KFC wants you to buy a box of fried chicken for every holiday now. Yeah, I think that started last year or the year before. They started to kind of sneak that in. There's like all the way up to December 25th. And then they did the whole... started it all again for New Year's. Well, if you loved that chicken you had at Christmas, a week later, or a little over a week later, have it again for New Year's. Yeah, so the markets here and the thinking is really funny, and it's funny how these like things develop where they try to force these kind of trends and things because Valentine's Day was totally this orchestrated and fumbled thing that candy companies tried to make happen in Japan, and the first attempt was a total failure. But yeah, it's funny to see how that kind of stuff works. I just hate that there's no buffer between Halloween and Christmas here. It's the worst. So no Black Friday. It's just Black November. Oh wow, yeah, Popeye's the turkey, yeah. This and turkey is just so much easier to come by. Yeah, I think you can get like imported frozen turkeys, but I think there's something crazy like $20 a pound or something. I mean, they're really expensive. One year, I think maybe it was KFC did like those big turkey legs, but it was horrible. It was obviously super frozen, and then when they cooked them, it was just so dry and horrible. It was just like leather turkey flavored like leather drumsticks. It was really bad. I think we tried that one year. Yeah, they just can't do turkey well here because I just don't think they've got good access to it. So you're not going to have any sort of turkey with any kind of moisture or tenderness. It's going to be like turkey jerky, basically. Yeah, even the like restaurants that try to do seasonal stuff, they can't do turkey here. Which is weird because they can do duck and all kinds of other birds, but yeah, just I guess how whatever their source is for it is not good. All right. Yeah, but Thanksgiving is always good for the people doing the home frying of turkeys where they put too much oil and then it overflows, and the oil hits the gas burner or whatever underneath their their turkey cooking set of their turkey frying setup, and then they just have a towering inferno of grease and holding a turkey over it. All right. Oops. Wow, I don't know what that is. Sorry, let me just check and see what my phone is buzzing about. Oh, yeah. Jeez. Yeah, for some reason, so I had a cell phone here with a company when I first came, and then changed companies for a while, and then went back, and I was able to go back to my old mobile email. But since I don't know what happens, since I let go of it and reestablished it, it had been on some like spam, some horrible spam list. Yeah, so I'm getting insane amounts of just junk mail on my mobile phone. I don't think I'm charged like per message or anything, but it's insane. And because it's well, whoever's sending it is doing a very random and good job of it. It's never from the same sender twice, so there's no way to block the source. So it just keeps coming and coming. And the app for text messages and mobile email here is terrible on the phone, so you do everything one at a time. So that's nice. I love deleting things one at a time when you get like 10 messages a day from just random sources. But yeah, my phone's been doing that a lot. Another fascinating topic. All right. Yeah, I'll take a break and maybe turn that off. If it's this loud for me. I don't know how loud it is. Yeah. Yeah, sorry, let me just take a break right now and turn that off and see if that sounds any quieter. There we go. Sorry about that. Ooh. Crispy on the outside, raw on the inside. Yeah, so hopefully that's a little bit quieter. Yeah, I didn't mean to. I had that thing running in the background, just like a dehumidifier thing. Because all my books and stuff are right over here. So, oh, there we go. Okay. Whoops. Yeah. Oh, I must have. Yeah. I must have been right back. Sorry. Oh, good. Well, I'm glad it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't too loud. Yeah, oh, that's right. My shortcut flips me back and forth. I gotta make sure I'm in Photoshop. Sorry about that. Yeah, so so humidity is the enemy of books in Japan. So that's why that's making that noise. Yeah, I think though I did a stream in the summer where I had a fan. I forgot to turn off a electric fan that was off the side, so it sounded horrible. I went back and listened to the stream and didn't realize how miserable that sounded. I wish there was just a better way to, without playing your stream on the stream, kind of audition what you're putting out there. I'm sure there is, but that kind of setup costs thousands of dollars. Yeah, I've complained about that before, how you like to test Twitch streams and stuff. You literally just have to set up a dummy account, just like test account. So you have to have a regular Twitch channel and then a test channel, and then just put things out to the test channel and look at them yourself and make sure the audio is okay, and how, especially for like complex configurations for game streams and stuff, you just have to have a test channel. That's ridiculous. I mean, and how long has like streaming been a thing and they haven't figured out a way around that? Ugh. Nice. Yikes. So, yeah, that's the especially when I was only had the two screens at the office. That was always my enemy. If I had the streaming software forwarded, like in focus or whatever you call that, the that window was active, and you hit any shortcuts, it just flips between the scenes of your stream, so you instantly go right back to I guess they're trying to make it easy to like live control room produce your stream. But when you're producing your own stream and you're trying to do something with another piece of software, it's not easy. Yeah, so B, oh yeah, that's what it is. B is the brush shortcut in Photoshop, and if I'm in the streaming software, it's B for be right back. Perfect. I don't think I'm ever going to be able to hire a producer to sit and endure this with me, so I will be my own producer for the foreseeable future. Oh, I didn't, I forget how I found it, but I didn't know that Tim Heidecker, like Tim and Eric, of Tim and Eric fame, was doing so much stuff during kind of quarantine. It's like doing a show, like a Zoom show and stuff, and yeah, it was really like a call-in thing, or like it's Zoom, so it's not calls, but it's but kind of call-in show style stuff. And if you've never seen On Cinema at the Cinema, I think it's On Cinema, the movie review show that he did. I think that was that, I don't know if that was on Adult Swim or not, or if it was just for YouTube, but God, that was really good. And they would do like Oscar specials that would always like go to hell very quickly. But yeah, they inspired. That's so great that they're still, they're still active. I'm not sure they're doing so much together anymore, but they're still actively doing stuff because they innovated or inspired so many people, so many, a lot of, I think, people that are doing comedy and doing things on YouTube are definitely inspired by Tim and Eric, and but they didn't become kind of, they just kept innovating or kept like working on their own style, and so many, even with so many copycats, they didn't become, they didn't jump the shark or kind of become a parody of themselves. It's still really funny. Yeah, like H3H3, I think, is a big. Ethan, I think, was much inspired, especially his early stuff, like just his tone, just how he spoke to the camera and stuff reminded me so much of Tim Heidecker. So he was definitely inspired by them. Okay, that doesn't look like ketchup, does it? I think it's just make it look more slender. More like that. Yeah. Yeah, it's really frustrating because I'm always for doing streaming, I'm always doing so improvising different set. Well, like you remember when I was pointing a camera down at a tablet, yeah, my Surface. I was like putting a webcam down on my Surface when I was trying to first stream from home. Like I'm always trying to figure out a way to improvise stuff, and you have no idea if it's completely working or not, if you're getting some weird feedback or if the audio is messed up. Yeah, you have no idea what you're putting out live. That's so frustrating. Like, that's just insane because who knows what you're doing? I mean, do they really think that? Yeah, I don't know. It's very odd. I just think that whole idea is so odd because you can put anything out there, and people have. People put out suicides and homicides and mass shootings and everything just out there live on stream. Why is that a thing? That's really, really bizarre. That that's so normalized now that you just go, and yeah, now you just do it with your phone with Instagram and Facebook and everything. Just go live. That's doesn't make any sense. But I guess it was inevitable once the bandwidth caught up. Once we had more bandwidth than we knew what to do with. That looks like a weird little bottle of something. But yeah, that just doesn't. It's so strange. Especially anybody that's done like I haven't, but it's, anybody that's done like broadcast stuff. I mean, I did. One of my friends like worked on his college radio station, so I would like was on radio with him once, but haven't done any like professional live production stuff. But I mean, if you're trained in that, you must be so serious about how that works. And now anybody is just broadcasting to probably more people than the reach of any television station, any cable channel ever. You can reach more people by just going live on whatever. And if people pass that link around fast enough, yay. I mean, just the fact that people still jump in front of trains means that you shouldn't be able to go live on the internet whenever you want. Yeah, we haven't seen that yet, though. I'm still waiting. There's got to be some Japanese streaming star that'll conclude their career that way, and we'll get to see the look of the what engineer the drivers of the subway trains in Japan as they watch somebody bounce off the front of them. All right, getting a little morbid. Oh yeah. Yeah. I don't know though. I really like the old stuff. I really like Ethan's and H3H3's old stuff. I mean, it was just so charming and so perfect. And then once they got, and I loved them in New York too. I thought that was so cool when they were trying to do stuff in New York. And then they got that big podcast studio in LA, and I don't know, something just like changed in the tone of things. And I guess it's just like, liking people's early albums, early music compared to their later stuff. It's just that sort of thing. That I just don't like how the tone of stuff, because I don't think they're particularly good at interviewing people. And they just have an interview podcast where sometimes they're funny and most of the time they're just having really awkward interviews. Yeah, I don't know. I just miss those. Well, I'm sure they're still out there somewhere, but I like that early stuff when they were in Israel. Yeah, when they're just in that apartment in Israel, like reacting to internet videos. That was the best stuff. Yeah, I wonder, because is that the first sequel? The the Borat 2, is that the first sequel to a Sacha Baron Cohen movie? Maybe. I can't think. I like these weird, colorful tooltips that pop up when I'm not paying attention. Look at that. Oh, look at that. That's wonderful. We can watch all of these videos together about how to do all of these things. Look at that. You can erase. Oh, boy. Okay. So they're not tooltips. They're like literally pop-up videos, like alt text videos. Oh, wait. Oh, that was just moving. Okay. Well, we've got cigarettes and mustard and a stack of quarters. I don't know what these are. I thought they were candy bars, but they look more like packs of Pokemon cards or something, the way that they're the weird half thickness. All right. Ketchup packet. Yeah, maybe try some better drawn packets of condiments. Yeah, but the I forget, it's like office time. It's like live from something about the office, like office time or something. But the yeah, the stuff that he was doing during the lockdown in LA was really good, and really, you know, like you could see the frustration and the yeah, they couldn't do their normal schedule, they couldn't do their normal production style, but it was still good. Yeah, they kind of occupy a weird place because they're so creative and they output so much stuff, but I don't know how many people like really get what they're doing. And he did a stand-up special. That was the thing that I found. There was something came up on my newsfeed that Tim Heidecker did a stand-up special, and it was basically like a satire of stand-up comedy, because his version, like him as a stand-up comedian, is that 90s version with the hair slicked back and the leather jacket. So just that style of comedian, and then all the worst stuff like impressions and guitar acts, and yeah, and so the whole thing, the whole thing started out as it's going to be stand-up, just just riffing, just crowd work, just off the top of his head, and but he had prepared cards, and then it devolves into him, of course, trying to read jokes off of index cards, and like not doing it well, and the jokes are just the typical airplane airplane food, terrible stuff, but yeah, really good. I'm not sure if people know what to do, aside from like Adult Swim, if they like know what to do with him, because he should be much more, well, I don't know, maybe not. I mean, maybe that's good that they've just maintained their style of humor, their sense of humor, and if you don't get it, then you don't get it, and probably a lot of producers and people don't get it. Okay, wait a minute here. I think we've got something. But unfortunately, like what their style of comedy is like so subtle that I have a feeling that there's a lot of imitators. Wait a minute, imitators that don't quite get it. Like who else is like a good example of that? but if you have any satire, any subtlety, or anything, there's a good chance that people are going to misinterpret it. Like a Fight Club, like for example, like the kind of satire and what Fight Club was about wasn't surface what it's about, but people were attracted to that and wanted to punch Brad Pitt as hard as they could every time they saw him in public because of the dude bro thing that you can kind of get from the surface of that movie, and not seeing it as any kind of criticism, any sort of critique. And so it's that sort of thing where okay, there we go. We got some weird we've got some weird condiments thing. Okay, so it's not exactly holiday specific. Oh, but yeah, it's that sort of thing where it's easy, or like Sopranos. I really love that show because of how good the writing is, but because of the mafia theme, people just want to see mafia stuff. They just want to see people getting killed, and so they're not satisfied with it unless that's what's happening. And kind of so sometimes when the story kind of veers away from that or is less violent, then people get the audience gets dissatisfied. Because people are, and that's the problem with everything right now, is people are like looking at everything. Nobody's looking at things on the same level. So two people can watch the exact same show or the exact same movie and have such a completely opposite idea of what they saw that it's frightening. All right, let's find an egg color. That's a little dark. Unless they're farm fresh eggs, something like this. That's a little better. It just can't be white. I just want it to stand off a little bit. There we go, something like that. Oh man, this is everything is so white. Yeah, I guess I'll do the toilet paper like kind of an off-white too. This will be the recycled kind, that's not quite that bleached white version. Uh-oh, censored. Joe, getting all censored and stuff. Wait a minute. Let me find my candy corn color here. Okay. Let me see. I put that on this tab. Uh-oh. Where'd you... Uh-oh, I can't find it. Is it not even letting... Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. Oh, yeah. Talking about the Girls Gone Wild guy. I can't think of his name. Yeah, a bunch of... Yeah, I think he was getting sued a ton because they didn't... Well, probably he didn't... His... the release paperwork wasn't good enough that he was using, but plus they had no idea that you're basically going to just be softcore porn. You're going to be on a softcore porn video just because you were drunk at a bar. So I imagine a lot of people went after him. Yeah, but there was some people talking about pretty big scumbag, though. But to come up with that idea, I guess you have to be kind of a scumbag anyhow. But not surprised that things didn't work out. There we go. Okay, and maybe some cardboard tube color. There we go. Oh, for Borat. Oh, I didn't see anything for Borat. Talking about... Yeah, the only censored thing was kind of Girls Gone Wild up at the top. Yeah, I have a feeling, though, I'm not seeing everything. Because I think you said that last week, too, that something got censored, and I couldn't find it directly in the in the chat. Yeah. Yeah, but I could definitely use a good Borat movie right about now. Yeah, I just hope good comedy keeps happening. That's the one thing that makes me a little sad, is how many comedians have kind of come under attack, and how many comedians are like attacking each other, like they're kind of eating their own because of kind of woke comedy. Like New York City kind of breeds woke comedy, so people see that as a quick way to advance advance their career. So you don't have to do all the years of performing. You just do a year of extremely woke comedy, and then you can legitimize yourself that much faster. Okay. Maybe not that. Sure, we'll do shiny toilet paper. I don't know why. I don't know why it's shiny. That's a nice contrast, though. Okay. So, the role of toilet paper and eggs in Halloween. All right. There we go. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the with the messages. We might have some secret. Yeah, maybe Borat's on the list. Maybe if you say, or if you type, what's his face, Giuliani and Borat in the same message, it gets blocked. All right. I don't know if I can actually put eyes on this little candy corn. Oh, I can. Is that too... Well, that might get lost, but in the reduction, but we'll see. So they're going to be innocent of their role in Halloween night. Yeah, maybe not frowning, just completely innocent. Innocent eggs. Now everything is being censored. Yeah, that's really frustrating. I love how, we were talking about the, you don't know what you're putting out live. Like you need to create a test channel to actually then listen to yourself and find out what you're putting out. But we also don't know like how any of these auto mod or the algorithm, or how things are blocked or censored. We don't know how any of that works. And people are making a living on a platform that they have no idea how they're even like connecting with people. I mean, it's not like we ever knew, like, you pick up the telephone, you don't actually know the electronics involved in, transmitting your voice. But it's really weird that... everything is so opaque or yeah, kind of hidden from everybody. Just the advantage, the advantage of some companies, like some companies, especially the ones that wrote the algorithms, have a really good idea of what they're doing, and other people are just trial and error. Yeah, that's the most miserable thing about, like, search engine optimization and stuff, is the just cat and mouse and kind of guesswork that is involved. Maybe I should go a little bit off white so these stand out a little bit. Otherwise, yeah, that's a little better. Otherwise, it might not make any sense. Whoops. But this is going to be some hysterical condiment humor. I can feel it already. Okay, so we've got ketchup and mustard and what? Relish, right? That's the other, like, why would that be in a... Oh, that last time we went to Costco, they remodeled the Japanese Costco. So it's the same company, but they just have a little bit different. They carry, of course, different stuff for the Japanese market because people don't have so much space here. But they had I haven't seen these since since going to, like, a baseball game in the U.S., like a baseball stadium. But that thing that puts onions on a hot dog, so they sell hot dogs there, and the thing that puts onions, so you turn a crank and it just, like, sprinkles chopped onions on your hot dog. I haven't seen one of those in decades. That's really funny. So I'm easily impressed. But yeah, I thought that was funny to see that my daughter got to use one of those for the first time. Darker or maybe lighter. But yeah, that's very American baseball for me. That weird onion. I just can't believe they would have that here, because not only do people not eat hot dogs, but maybe a little lighter. But yeah, it's a very funny, the things that American things that make it over here and the things that don't. It's very random. What's going on? Trying to maybe like this for the label. No. Yeah, maybe just that. Yes. Am I still streaming? Am I still out there? Let's see. Yeah, I guess so. With my weird keying out shirt. Yeah, this is going to be a wonderful looking stream. Okay. Okay. So, ketchup, mustard, and relish packets. Yeah, so those will have to be shinier. Yeah, I think all of this will have to be. Something like that, actually. Follow the curve. There we go. All right. I'm not looking forward to writing this one. I have no idea what's going on here. I like the composition, but I don't know if I can write the joke. Whoops. Okay. There we go. A little bit bigger. I've got my keyboard in a different spot, so I hope it's not too loud on the microphone. I was trying to keep it away from the microphone before, so... All right. Okay, yeah, that's, ooh, not very colorful. That's those. Well, why don't we switch over to comments and see what happened. Did it get rated on Twitch? Where's, oh, there we go. I'm not even on the... Twitch screen anymore. Okay. Yes, maybe. Hello, one Twitch viewer. All right, I guess that's working. Oh, and the microphone is in frame, yeah. Yeah, my camera setup, on Sunday had a role-playing session. We were using Roll20, and I screwed up my camera position and everything. But yeah, Roll20, I don't know. It looks like it could be useful, but the interface is pretty clunky. It feels like free software, so I don't know what you would exactly pay for. I have to see what else is out there. There might be something better. All right, but let's switch over to the comments part, if it's still working. Is it? Yes, okay. Oh, but yeah, the camera is shifted off a little bit. There we go. Anyhow, another super professional live stream. Okay, so from last week, so the pie filling joke, right? What is this? October 22nd. So the harsh realities of dessert meant they would all end up as pies. All right. 13 likes. Wow. The pie humor plays pretty well. What's more American? So bright side, everyone will love you. Oh, see, look at all these happy people. What's more American than an apple pie? Be proud. Wow. Lots of positivity. And let's go one more back. What, the 20th? Oh, right. Instant coffee. So they were afraid of the violent chemical reaction capable of making instant coffee. Thanks, Ben, for that little abbreviation. The only instant I use is decaf, nothing volatile there. Instant coffee. All right, and a couple of randoms just for laughs. And if anyone's still watching from before, you can see... Oh, wait a minute. What's going on? Oh, there we go. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, so you can see... Oh, this is actually digital, I think. Yeah, 13, yeah. This is digital already. Wow. So he felt... What is this? June 20th, 2013... He felt she was taking advantage of their shared potato heritage. Nice. They're both chips. At least she's organized. He's Mr. Casual Friday 24/7. Nice. Doomed from the outset. He's in a bag, and she's obviously an anal retentive neat freak. That's funny how the stacked chips in a tube instantly make people think, yeah, very anal retentive OCD, very organized. All right, one more or so. Oh, there we go. 2008. Yeah, I think that's a marker drawing. You can see by the roughness of some of it. And there's some Photoshop wall damage. Look at that. They'd been more than a couple. They'd been a shelf. Aw, one love. The bracket couple, the missing bracket couple. Yeah, I guess that's marker as well. I'm getting better with the marker closer to when I stopped using it. It's funny. So, April 23rd, 2009. Even the smallest mistake contained some truth, some beauty that was now forever erased. Oh, erasers sat at their lot. Mine see mostly numbers. Thank you for the correction, Spat Me, and the numbers versus amount error is one of my pet peeves. What? Numbers versus amount. They contain some truth, some beauty that was now forever erased. Smallest mistake. Yeah, here's one of these grammar wars. Whoa, numbers. Yeah, what's the grammar that they were complaining about? Maybe I fixed it. And where is the guy that corrected? Oh, maybe they flagged him. I hate the grammar Nazis on these comment sections. So this is early enough. What is it? Yeah, 2009, where there's no premium memberships or anything yet. So it's just like rando people coming in and yelling about grammar. I wish people would get a simple grammatical concept straight. Thank you for the correction. Number versus amount error is one of my pet peeves. And maybe I just completely rewrote it. So weird. Yeah, even the small space. Some number versus amount. Mine see mostly numbers. I forget what this was. Maybe I have the original. But yeah, this is the kind of nonsense that would just constantly pop up. That's my pet peeve when people say "there" instead of "they are." Like, okay. That's your pet peeve? That's all you got going on? Is patrolling cartoon sites for grammar mistakes. Some truth, some beauty was now forever erased. I forget what the amount thing was. Number versus amount. Yeah, I totally forget. Eraser, see. Mostly numbers. I forget. But whoever this St. Pat Me, they're gone. Their comment is gone. So I think they did kind of when they switched over to the new format, I think they did a bit of a culling of annoying commenters. Because you probably just go through their history and see how much they love to correct people. 2009, what a fun year for correction. They're 12 a little bit later. Yeah, this is still marker, though. So May 1st, 2012, no one understood the hygiene role of the rubber duck. His role is to coax the kids into the tub so the hygiene can begin. Without him, nothing would get done. Nice. 2019. They felt unfairly judged as a suspicious collection of items. Oh, that's right. This had a lot of, I think, last week's guest evidence on Law and Order SVU. Trespass 4 for discarding dismembered body parts. Jesse Smollett. Murder kits when you buy duct tape, a saw, tarps, a barrel, and a large trash can. The plastic bags at one shopping trip. Murder kit. All right. I think that one came out before. Not so random. There's Christmas. December 27th, 2007. It had to be more than his pine scent that attracted him to the holiday lights. Yeah, and I never know if I should continue the string of lights and like break it off on the edge of the cartoon or whatever. Yeah. Things like that are always tricky. Hey, oh, nope, snack time hasn't happened yet. Just doing comments. All right. And grammar attacks. Yeah, I can't even remember what that was because I think I rewrote it after the number versus amount. Oh my god, that's my pet peeve. Sorry if the microphone hit the table there. Sorry. I'm just gonna have to put it there. All right. Well, let's return from comment hell. Yeah, so I guess, I've nothing to do but write. So let's switch to, just in time, yum. So let's do this. Whoa. Oh, we'll have Christmas behind me. Let's do one random. There we go. Snack time. All right. So just a couple of little things. And I can't remember if I think this is new. I think this is a new flavor. But correct me if I've brought these before. But they just have these little tiny. Oh, well, no, it's keying out. A little tiny. It's totally keying out. Why is yellow keying out? Okay, we've got cheesecake Kit Kat. I hope you can see that. Wow, look at this like nightmare background. So cheesecake Kit Kat, because Japan loves. I forget what the number was. It was something insane, like 40 something or 50 something flavors of Kit Kat, maybe even more. But there's always a new flavor of Kit Kat. Oh, and always seasonal. For some reason, cheesecake is an autumn thing. Always seasonal. But look at this. This little micro Kit Kat. It's just like, I don't know, it's a quarter of a regular Kit Kat, maybe less. But cheesecake. Let's give this a shot and see what it actually tastes like. Oh, it's good. It's really good. It's white chocolate, though. Yeah. It's only a problem with like strawberry and some of the flavor, maybe even the matcha flavor. It's on top of white chocolate. So that super white chocolate sweetness is good. But it's very cheesecake. Like a baked cheesecake kind of taste. Yeah, there's stores. Kind of the tourist Kit Kat stores that you can buy like whatever flavors are available because they kind of rotate them seasonally. So I think there's only like a dozen flavors or whatever at one time, and always like matcha and the default chocolate are always available, maybe like strawberry and things, but then they rotate the other seasonal flavors. Yeah, it's good at first, but then it's just white chocolate. It's just that really super sweet white chocolate taste. But this size is really good for trying them because it's just, if it's terrible, it's only 2 bites. So you can force someone else to try it. But, wow, that's really good. It doesn't have, I guess the cookie inside is supposed to be whatever the, crust of the cheesecake would be. So it doesn't like imitate that baked flavor. Sometimes candy bars will do that. They'll have something that like would taste like the crust of it, which is supposed to be the wafer, I guess, inside the Kit Kat, but it doesn't do that very well. But at first, it does taste like cheesecake, but then it's just that sweet white chocolate flavor, which is one of my least favorite candy flavors. I don't know why. But white chocolate is just like all sweetness and nothing else. Nothing else good going on. Yeah, so that's not bad. So I think pumpkin came out as well, but it's Japanese pumpkin. It's not like Western pumpkin. But as far as like seasonal. So yeah, a little very standard for the tourist kind of Kit Kat flavor. I can't believe it's keying. I like this. I like how Kit Kat Apocalypse. Whoa. Yeah, so just a little bite of Kit Kat. Yeah, and that's bite. Yeah, they're literally saying it's bite size. All right, for a more traditional snack, so the dried plums. So ume is Japanese plum, and Japanese plums taste a lot like wild plums. If you've ever had those in North America, so they've got the tartness of a wild plum, but they do everything with them, and they're a very common thing, like on top of rice in like a obento or something. They'll have a little plum, but these are dried plums without the pit. So usually they're really sour. This is like a sweet version. So sweet version. Whoa, sweet version of dried plums. So very traditional. Oh, these are really good. Really traditional Japanese snack. The sour ones can get really, really sour. So sweet ones are a little bit nicer. And they're made, I think, with like salt and honey. Was the honey? Let me see if it says. Ooh. But there's artificial. Oh, you can't taste it. Oh, but that's really depressing. There's aspartame. Ugh. Aspartame in these, that artificial sweetener. And stevia. Oh, gross. I can't taste it though because of the tartness. That's really weird. The sourness is covering up the fake sugar, but there's fake sugar in these. Yeah, because they're really low calorie wise. Oh, that's so depressing. I should have looked at the package. I was looking to see if they used honey, which they do. They do use, yeah. So these are sweetened. These are pickled and kind of sweetened with honey. But then to cut the calories, they add a bunch of artificial sweeteners. That's really bizarre. And that's a huge, yeah. Oh, now I can taste it. Now I can taste it. Yeah. At the end, after this, the tartness goes away. Oh, puke. These are disgusting. Oh, that sucks because I like Japanese plums. Yeah, so I got to start reading ingredients from now on. That's really weird. They do this a lot with canned coffee and different sodas, like different like import sodas. Is they'll just randomly put, and sometimes they'll do it with kids' drinks too, which I really hate. They'll randomly put artificial sweeteners in them to cut the calorie down. So you kind of have to look for that. If it's not over like 40 calories per 100 milliliters or whatever, then you know that they've done something to cut it, and they'll just put half sugar, half artificial sweetener, and think that the real sweetness covers it up. Oh, those are really gross now. Yeah, after all the tartness is gone, it's just that chemical fake sugar taste. So Sprite in Japan, if you don't like diet soda, don't drink regular Sprite in Japan, because for some reason regular Sprite, they cut it in half with stevia or maybe aspartame. I think that's the one that they use more often. Ugh. Oh, that's really gross. I wish I had one more Kit Kat to have after that. But that's a really weird thing. And they don't put it anywhere on the packaging. So you just have to deduce it from looking at the calories. If the calories seem a little bit lower, or, read the ingredients. But nowhere on the front, and mostly for drinks, do they put that they're using artificial sugar or artificial sweeteners. And a lot of the times it tastes terrible. Like the canned coffees in the wintertime, you can buy a hot coffee out of the machine. So the can is heated. And when they heat that chemical sugar, the artificial sweetener tastes really bad when it's heated for, over a long time. So it's really obvious, right away that you're eating that. Oh, that is really disappointing that they did that. So I guess it makes it low calorie, but it also makes it taste terrible. So they took fruit and they pickled it and, soured it, and then they put artificial sweetener. That's really bizarre. I mean, how fattening can dried plums be that you would actually need to do that? Wow. Okay, well, that was an exciting revelation. So I was going to try to show you some very traditional kind of Japanese snack, but unfortunately 7-Eleven betrayed us. So strange. Yeah, you'd think you'd have to worry more because they use salt to pickle these, or like a more like a some kind of brine, not a vinegar, but like a salt brine to pickle these. So you'd think you'd have to worry about the sodium content, not the sugar content. So why artificial sweetener is a good idea. There's like 3 kinds of artificial sweetener in here. That's really gross. Yeah, stevia, something called L Funia. It's L dash something. Phenyruarin. I don't know. 3 sweeteners though. It took 3 sweeteners to ruin my day. Ugh. But yeah, it's like just eat or drink less of something. Don't like cut it in half with that chemical stuff. Okay, so sorry about that. Anyhow, big close up of my disappointed face. There we go. We're back. Uh-oh. Joe is bullying. I totally missed this. Uh-oh, we're talking Hunter Biden. Oh yeah, that would be really cool. It might be hard to keep them stocked, but yeah, Japanese vending machines would be awesome. The grudge flavor of Kit Kat. Nice. Hey Rev, good to see you. Thank you for your condolences over the plums. Yum. Yeah, that's a weird, surprising thing. But just to warn you, that is a really common thing here. So if you can taste that artificial sweetener, if that like is really a bad taste for you, really be careful if you want to experiment with different drinks and stuff, because they hide it in so many things. But now they hide it in fruit. That's really bizarre. Oh no. Oh. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't think there are any. There aren't any blue wrenches. Is any? Uh-oh, somebody got censored. Joe did. Okay, Joe, I showed your Q comment. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Dolly isn't on, and Plexus isn't on. Nobody with a wrench. Anybody want a wrench to moderate this discussion? We just have to let it get really intense right before election time. Yeah, funny. So I was thinking about it. I was talking in one of the little conversation lessons that I did. The topic came up of the laptop, and because they're kind of talking about it in Japan. I think the Japanese news comes through England, so it's whatever England will talk about then gets kind of passed on to Japan. So Japan doesn't have any like kind of direct media from America. It's like filtered through the UK. I think it feels like that very much. And but the funny thing. But I think the interesting thing about the laptop is it doesn't make sense. There's some things that don't make sense. I mean, they have verification that a laptop was dropped off and there's a work order and things. But the interesting thing about the laptop is we don't know if whoever whatever GOP opposition or whatever forces kind of anti-Biden forces have been collecting information, like literally buying things, buying information, buying email, buying data. We don't know for how long, and we don't know why it's in one place on this laptop and why it got left for repair. I mean, if somebody making as much money as Hunter, I'm gonna get myself like shadow banned or whatever, but why would you repair a laptop, and why wouldn't it be locked? why wouldn't it be impossible to access? And why would, so much be all in one place? And the answer would be, smoking crack. But it's very interesting that they seem like they needed like this vector. They needed this place where they could put all of the information that has been bought or procured or whatever, so that it was plausible. So they didn't have to say, well, we bought this from this guy, we bought this from this guy, and we have a source, so that, putting all of that data together in one place. But I did see the FJ video got posted on Reddit, if anybody hasn't seen that. So yeah, I don't understand the need or to smoke crack at the same time you're being intimate with somebody, but that's what he sure likes to do, is just smoke crack. Oh man, but yeah, it's really funny. The whole thing is really funny. Oh man. Oh yeah, I mean, the weird thing about that is, and now it's just come out that like Pelosi and somebody else also has relatives on boards of companies in the Ukraine. So this is, not to go like, too far out, but this is the way that you legalize bribery and influence. So, politicians are usually lawyers. They've usually gone to law school before they started their political career. So they've done nothing but, educate themselves in how to manipulate the law, how to use the law. So of course you get in a position where you're not going to make a lot of money at that profession, but you can peddle influence, and you just have to figure out a way. So nobody is technically breaking the law. And so when Biden says, I've never received one penny from a foreign country, that's true, because no one has physically put an envelope in his hands. But politicians, and probably every politician to some extent that's able to do it, uses their friends and family members to funnel, funds back into shell companies, and it's not illegal. I mean, it's illegal if they can make a direct connection, but the money doesn't directly come to you, so they're not buying your influence. And it's just like the speaking engagements and the book deals and stuff that happens after you leave politics, especially the president. That's paying for some sort of service, some sort of, influence that happened, during your administration. It's just not straightforward. So, the thing that makes it so frustrating is it would take politicians to dismantle that system, but they have zero interest, zero motivation in dismantling that system or even blocking it, unless in one specific instance they could block it to, hurt the opposing party or, benefit them in some like specific political race. But why would they want to change the laws when all of them receive that benefit in some way? Because they don't become multimillionaire. You don't become a multimillionaire as a politician. You just don't. So they obviously are buying influence and starting foundations and all sorts of things. So it's really frustrating. It's really amazing because now we know that your crack smoking son can be on the board of an energy company in the Ukraine. And yeah, it's crazy. It's really crazy. Yeah. Yeah, and they can move faster. Yeah, they can plot their way around. So it, all that gray area. So much of American business and American politics is just like living in this gray area in something that someday may become illegal. But while you're doing it, you hope you don't bring too much attention to it, and you hope you don't get caught. It's not illegal if you're not getting caught doing the illegal connecting thing. But it's so frustrating because if so many people are involved, there will never be prosecutions, because how could there be? Because it would just unfold into implicating everybody that's ever held political office, except the childless. Yeah, we just have to have unmarried, childless politicians from now on. But it is frustrating, because then you realize, and that's the whole thing, people, choosing sides and having political positions, and they're basing that on the information that's accessible to them. And that's just a veneer. That's just a surface. That's just something that is like a rational mind can kind of comprehend. But what is actually going on underneath the surface, it's just like a magic trick. Like when somebody explains to you how a magic trick is done, it's so disappointing and so pathetic, and just, yeah, of course that's how it works. And so, that's the political system. We want to believe, this party believes this party believes that, and this is who they support, and they're for big government, they're for small government, they support small businesses, they support the working class. And but what is actually actually below the surface is so ugly that we delayed the vote on sanctions against this country because the guy that would be the tiebreaker got some money that went through his foundation. It's really crazy. And imagine navigating that. Like, that's the thing that has to be insane, is navigating what you can and can't do. And that's why government is probably, especially on higher levels, so inefficient, is because there are so many roadblocks. There's so many reasons that you can't do things that you have no idea why you couldn't. And somebody would have to explain, yeah, that's because this guy owes this guy, and this guy's in this guy's pocket, and this, there's this influence. So yeah, this can't happen. This deal can't happen because you're going to step on so many toes, and it's not worth it. So when they talk about, like political capital and influence peddling, it's insane. I mean, it's so insanely complicated, this system that's developed, and it's not any better than Soviet, Russia or communist China. It's not any better than how they abused their power and how they abused people. It's just, a completely different style. It's like America is opposed to that. That's opposite of what they believe, but it works in the exact same way, and it hurts people and exploits people the exact same way. It was crazy. Yuck. Well, it's so, and that's, a lot of people have been saying this, I guess, because it's more apolitical, but the most shocking thing is how fast Twitter can quash something, how fast like social media companies can silence something, like something trends and just like gone. It's scary how fast they're able to do that. So when troops are sent in to quell unrest in a state, in some state in the US, we may not know about it until after everything is said and done, because they can just turn it off. They can just say, yeah, that's not something you can talk about. But I don't know. It's hard to know if that laptop is a legitimate, intact thing, or if they just needed something. And maybe it was a slip. Like maybe the laptop is legitimate, but what they say is on it was not on it, because they need some place to have all of this information. I mean, and when you think about the source, when you think about whose laptop that was, you could imagine there would be that much pornography and, international business dealings and email. I mean, is it that hard to do encrypted email and do things that can't be just read if you can log into a laptop? But yeah, I don't know. It's very, and we'll never know exactly what's what's going on, because one side is going to say it's a smear campaign, the other side's going to say it's the laptop from hell, and the truth is somewhere in the middle. It's the laptop from heck, is what I think. uh, yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. That's the whole thing. The fact that it can't be discussed. Well, I mean, and I wonder. Yeah, I don't know, because and that's probably the whole thing that's going to come up with when they're going to talk. If they're going to talk to Twitter, and if they're going to have a grand jury and talk to Twitter and Facebook and say, yeah, that's election tampering if you're, eliminating information, eliminating opinions. But at the same time, October surprises, I guess, even though they're a common practice in election years, are pretty shitty. It's like right before people go to the polls, say, hey, have you seen the video of, I don't know. Yeah, it's really, and I thought for sure we were going to get a Democratic October surprise. I thought there was going to be something against Trump, like all the accusers, all the sex, the sexual assault accusers and stuff that came out against Trump last election. I thought that was going to happen. But yeah, nothing. I guess they thought Trump could, yeah, cause, I don't know. I don't know. But I mean, I don't know what I was just very surprised about this happening, yeah, when it did. It's funny. Yeah, yeah. Mm. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny how agenda based everything is now. It can't trust. I mean, because it's really hard to look around and find any kind of news source that isn't giving you either some pre-digested or somebody else's agenda buried in some information. And all like the media companies have bought other smaller outlets up now, so no, there are very few kind of innocent sources. So yeah, it's really hard to and especially from here. Well, I guess maybe it's better from here because I'm not in the middle of the kind of cognitive dissonance that's going on constantly in the U.S. Because it's hard to cause just talking to family, like when I call back and talk to family members and they start talking politics, I'm really surprised how strong and how like fed certain opinions they are. Because my dad even said that my grandfather, his father, was in a retirement home at the end of his life and in his 90s, because like Fox News is just on 24/7 in retirement homes. He was getting pretty like insanely conservative, and he was a police detective, so pretty kind of liberal in a lot of his beliefs and not like very race based. Even being a cop, even it was just a small town, but in being a cop, he was surprisingly liberal in a lot of his views. But my dad said towards the end of his life, he got insanely conservative just because there's just this like, Clockwork Orange style brainwashing that happens in retirement homes with Fox News, because that's what's on TV all the time. So that's really sad, and nobody should have to endure that. But the cure of that isn't to have another channel that's like the mere opposite, where it's just contradicting or saying the opposite things. No balance anymore. Mm. Mm. Yeah, I wonder. I wonder if, regardless of who wins, if there's going to be any change in that, or if, well, I guess if Biden wins, they're going to see the media as helpful, so there probably won't be any change. But if Trump gets a second term, I'm curious if there's going to be anything, if they're going to go after Silicon Valley first, and then, depending on how that goes, if they're going to go after the news. If it just wasn't opinion, if there were actual sources in like the good old days where you had to have at least 2 sources before you would publish something, instead of 0 sources and publish something and then retract it, but be the first one to say it. Yeah. Oh, thank you, clickbait and all that stuff that needs to happen. All right, now we're going to actually try to write these cartoons. Oh boy. Oh man. All right. So actually, I should probably move this so I don't have to type over the microphone. Sorry about that. Yeah, the funny thing about how passionate everyone's feeling, and I remember that for Bush's second term, like feeling engaged in the political process and like, I gotta vote. And, but how quickly this is going to go away, like in, 8 years, 10 years, people will be like, wait, who was that it was Trump and who? Like, no one's going to remember who was doing any of this. Yeah, it's just like, it's so funny because I was thinking back about, politicians that I thought that I, agreed with or was backing. And it's like, when I go back and try to remember like who I thought was good at the time, it's like, that's insane. That's so ancient history, and their careers just kind of, disappeared. But it's really funny, and it can create such intense engagement right at the time that you're voting, and then the further you get away from that election, they're like, wait, what was there was a laptop, or what was that? Amazing. And now we know just how much fun the political classes children are having. Okay. Let's see. So something about the none of them were clear, including the candy corn, I guess, in their role. None of them. I'm saying this too clumsy. No one knew. Maybe no one knew saves us all of this. Yeah, roll isn't very funny. Yeah, it's funny. Well, it's going to be depressing. Can you imagine? We're going to have to explain to some future generations 2020. They're going to look back on this and they're going to say, "Oh wow, like 1969, or any of these like ages of protest and kind of radical social reform are going to look very tame compared to what the hell happened in 2020. It's going to be hard to explain. Like, we lived through it, and that's the funny thing about like living through history, is nobody quite knows at the time like what's going on, and it's only the further you get away from it, like kind of the context starts to make a little more sense, and like, wow, okay, so that's why, yeah, all of this nonsense happened, and we're going to find out, yeah, more and more miserable details, I'm sure, as we get further into the 2020s. So it was unclear. Oh, maybe participate is funnier. Unclear how they would participate. Participate, maybe. I don't know. Participate in Halloween? That's not... so it was unclear how they would participate in Halloween. Yeah. Can imagine. Yeah, this was 2020 was going to be a really big year for me to travel and yeah, kind of yeah, do a lot of things and reconnect with family. Like, yeah, a lot of cousins and things have had kids that I've never seen. I was like, oh, it'd be great to 2020 is going to be the year that I get back to America, reconnect with my family in America. Yeah, I think I've talked to them on the phone and emailed. We haven't even had Zoom calls. It's, yeah, the best laid plans of mice and men. All right. I like participate. I mean, that sounds weird and stupid. Participate in Halloween or participate... because it's not going to be a Halloween dated... It'll be 27th, so it won't be Halloween dated cartoon, so I'm going to have to say Halloween. The candy corn helps. It was unclear how they would participate in Halloween. In Halloween night? Or their role in... I don't like role. Participate is funnier. Oh yeah, so the candy corn is just to give context of it's Halloween, and but I guess the joke is like people don't like to eat candy corn or give candy corn, so even candy corn's confused about what it's supposed to be doing because it's no one's favorite candy, unless it is someone's favorite candy. Oh yeah, those are supposed to be eggs. Oh, I should say eggs, shouldn't I? The color is not helping, is it? I thought it was eggy like, but they're a little too misshapen to be eggs, I guess. Yeah. So should I say eggs, toilet paper, and Halloween to make it more clear? Or should I have a broken? I should have a broken egg, shouldn't I? Oh, wait. Maybe I can do that without... Let me try this. Because then it won't look like dough. If I can... There we go. Does that say egg? Yum's just a little slow. Yeah, but I think a crackle might not be a bad thing. Unless it makes it look like a stone. I don't know. So participate. They wanted to participate. They were not sure how to participate in Halloween. It was unclear. I keep saying they. I think all the recent cartoons have been they. It was unclear how. Yeah, right. If you give candy corn, that's what happens to your house. All right. Yeah, the best thing is, or I guess even in the fall, there's still, if it's not too cold, there's still dew in the morning. Yeah, but the best thing is if you toilet paper a tree or someone's house and then it rains, because it just turns to weird, disgusting pulp, wood pulp all over everything. All right. Yeah, participate in Halloween. It was unclear how they would participate in Halloween night. I don't know. There's a less clumsy way to say that. Okay, let's. Oh no, this is even worse. Condiments of the future. Some kind of. So small packets of. The group was unclear. Oh. Thank you, Yum. That's good. That's much better than they. Yes. That's much better. Thank you. How to participate? Yeah, let's see. Yeah, the group was unclear, so is better than they. Was unclear about, let me see, about their participation. Was unclear how to celebrate Halloween. Yeah, I like group is unclear is good. Thank you. I'll go back to that and get my eyes off of that and write about condiments. So what would be the reaction to small packets of ketchup and mustard and relish? They were the children they never asked for. It's another they. The foil packets were like the children they never wanted. Single serving or definitely. Oh, up in the air is good too. Yeah. Participation. Yeah, that's good because they're all thrown. Oh, Rev, that's good because they're all going to be thrown. Oh, that's good. Yeah. Let me think about that. Up in the air is good. Let's see. Condiments. So in packets, they're smaller, easier to use, easier, maybe not easier to open. Easy, so smaller amount, but kind of strange. So strange shape or unrecognizable. Oh, I should have done tubes of paint. That would have been Yeah, like little tubes of paint would have been a funny contrast to condiments. Do a like a red and yellow paint. I don't want. I shouldn't redraw. Yeah, it's like the children they never wanted. Um, never wanted. That's kind of mean, though. Photo packets were like the children they never wanted. They never asked for. Maybe, yeah, unwanted children is kind of depressing. Oh, but then I'm ending in a... wanted is better grammatically. Photo packets were like the children they never wanted. I guess. Yeah, nothing is happy about that. Yeah, that works. That works. Does that work? I like unwanted children is pretty mean, but yeah. Yeah, up in the air. So yeah, just their participation. I think that works. Like the airborne, their participation. I don't know, maybe I'll leave Halloween night if it fits. Yeah, up in the air is good. And then you have to know that those are eggs. Or very light colored stones. Yeah. That's good. And because up in the air is an undecided, so it depends on who slights you or whose house makes a good target, and who who actually wants candy corn. All right, up in the air. Thank you. That's good. Oh, that's good. The older generation, yes. That's right. They're more environmentally. Oh yeah. Something about being wasteful, about how they just can't imagine what happens to all the empty packets. Yeah, because I think I did a Did I? I thought, yeah, maybe. I think once upon a time I did a ketchup, like a diner ketchup refill, like when you take the two bottles and put them on top of each other, so they one empties into the other to consolidate the ketchup. I think I did that kind of ketchup joke, but yeah, the environmental thing is good. Yeah, explaining the environmental effect of single serving condiments. They let's see. They yeah, that's going to get too wordy, but yeah, something about a respect for the environment that single serving condiments didn't have. They came from a generation. Yeah, that's getting out of control. Unwanted children is much more horrible and cruel. Yeah, something about insecure. Or I just like the fact that they're having a very blank stare reaction to children laying laid at their feet or being surrounded by children. The foil packets were like the children they never wanted. It's mean, so it's good. I'm liking the meanness more now that I because they're redundant, just like children you don't want would be a redundant copy of you. Yeah, the children they never wanted. Smaller versions. Yeah, that's pretty obvious though. Smaller version is the kid, but It's not. They were like that. Yeah, felt packs were like the children they never wanted. I think that works. It's mean and sad. Participation in Halloween night was up in the air. Yes, I like. Oh, up in the air was. Yeah, I think that's nice and concise, and especially Halloween night. And four packets were like the children they never wanted. Yeah. Yeah, something about the it being unnecessary. If you have a bottle of ketchup, why do you have a packet? Why would you even save packets of ketchup? Yeah, yeah. I think it's enough. I'm trying to think if there's yeah, like why would anybody save small packets of condiments when they had the whole bottle at home? I don't think that's there's not enough there. I think the unwanted children. It's an unwanted children joke. Of course it is. Oh man. Oh. Yeah, I think that works. Well, thank you guys for the contribution. That helped a lot. Yeah. That really brought it together. And that's something that's it's funny, just like a few words can totally change the whole context, or give just that extra little bit of detail that makes it funny. Yeah, up in the air is the perfect pun. Oh wow. Disappointed parents. Exactly. Yeah, their legacy. Oh, a legacy joke. Yeah. Was this what? I don't know if I can get that enough of that across, but I like that. Oh, and that could be a Hunter Biden joke. Which one of them was smoking crack? Yeah. Yeah, something like that. So I can't remember. So Biden's first wife, did he have a first wife that died in a car accident? I'm trying to think, because I thought I heard, and I might be confusing, it might be another story of another politician, but I thought I heard Biden, his first wife and daughter or somebody died in a car accident. Because if that's true, that's insane that he had 3 kids. I might be getting that wrong, but if he had 3 kids and Hunter is the only surviving kid, oof. Yeah, because there was that one, I mean, we don't have total verification, but there was that one email that they posted somewhere that was saying, he was worrying, Hunter was saying he was worried about damaging the family with his behavior. Like it was something, it was a chat, that's right, it was a chat log back and forth that sounded really depressing about how he knows how disappointing he is, and he has to constantly confront his dad with that fact. Sorry for being such a crackhead. Wow. Sorry, I don't mean to go back to that. Yeah, cut the mustard. Yeah, it doesn't cut the mustard. Yeah, disappointed. That works for disappointment. Yeah. So yeah, cut the mustard. Hmm. Mm-mm. Yeah, yeah. Make the cut. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Doesn't quite cut the mustard. Yeah, I'll go with unwanted children. I think I think that works. Yeah, yeah. There was some idiom that I just heard recently that I was really surprised. The origin was really weird. I can't remember. Yeah, that's one thing that Japanese people that want to speak English are obsessed with is idioms, because you can't look up an idiom. I think they try to make like idiom guides or like dictionaries, I guess, in Japan, but idioms are so strange. The origin of them is so weird, and if you look up the definition of the translation of the individual words or the meaning of the individual words, it's meaningless. It's totally nonsense because they're so colloquial and they come from some odd ideas or some odd kind of thinking from different points in history. But oh, that's funny. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, cut the mustard. Yeah, that's it's much older, and I think I've heard that. Yeah, as far as like in a kind of I forget even like what context. For some reason, I'm thinking like military, like hearing it in military context. But yeah, yeah, not being good enough or being good enough to cut the mustard. So mostly hearing it in negative, like not being able to. Yeah, I'm sure the origin of that is odd as well. But yeah, idioms are like a constant frustration for non-native English speakers because you just have to like learn them from context, and most of them are so outdated and not used anymore. So like if you're watching an older movie or something, there's just no way to know what somebody means if they use an old idiom. And weren't there were those old Tex Avery cartoons that would just be a whole bunch of, it would just be a string of idioms, and they would like visually depict, he was of two minds, or the all of the expressions that are just nonsense. But if you show them literally, then it just makes it even crazier. So they used to do that to just show how much nonsense you're speaking when you're using idioms in your English. But it's so common though too. I mean, it makes it very natural, and so you can convince someone you're more of a native speaker by using them. But when you use them wrong, you prove immediately that you're not a native speaker. So Japanese are very frustrated because they want that level of like perfect natural style. They really want that. And that's why you hear a lot of attempts of especially Japanese English speakers using some phrases completely wrong, because they really want to do it because they know that is very convincing. But yeah, that's funny. Oh man. Oh, sorry, I'm not even in the chat here. There we go. Hey Sharky, how's it going? Sorry I didn't see you on Twitch. Yeah, my I wasn't on my combined chat. Sorry about that, Sharky. I didn't mean to. I wasn't ignoring you. I was just very poorly handling my stream. How's it going? Yeah, that's weird. I don't get times. Oh, I do. From the combined chat. Oh, that was 10 minutes ago. Sorry about that. Yeah, that's the difficulty with the combined chat, is I don't see things quite in real time. Well, cool. Well, yeah, I think that is all I've got. Wow, that was so strange. Artificially flavored dried fruit. That has to be a first. I don't think anybody else had that idea. That is a very Japanese idea. To flavor things. To flavor things that naturally contain sugar with things that completely are manufactured artificial sugar. It's so strange. I'm just gonna reply to Sharky. Sorry, Sharky. Oh yeah. Yeah, my Ronald McDonald Duck shirt. Yeah, I like it because he's like eating a ketchupy covered cheeseburger and his face looks like a bloody maw. It's just like a very ugly American capitalism nightmare with the inverted McDonald's symbol. Probably so they don't get dinged for the trademark. But yeah, it's a very, very disturbing shirt, and it's, of course, it's all yellow. This is all like kind of golden McDonald's yellow, and it's all keying out because of my wacky my wacky setting. Yeah, but there's an artist that did, I think he did some work for T Fury, but he does a lot of kind of like monster art and stuff. And this was one of his designs. I just like the ugly parody of it, or the ugly mashup of it, I guess. Yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it definitely has a Joker, a creepy Joker look. Yeah, it just combines all the worst kind of things. Oh, that was one thing. So I was sure I've said before, I was a homestay student in Sweden when I was in high school, and I learned. Oh no, no, am I getting this confused now? I think it was Sweden. Yeah, it was either Sweden or Finland, but I'm pretty sure it was Sweden. Sweden in the like '60s or whatever banned Donald Duck. So there weren't Donald Duck cartoons. So there was Mickey Mouse and stuff, but they didn't know the Donald Duck character very well, because the only Donald cartoon shorts, or and maybe any time that he was like freaking out, you know how that, so Donald is just angry and he's like, going into these fits of rage and chasing, chipmunks and whatever. So they banned that as a bad example for kids, that it was to express that kind of crazed anger was very negative for children. So they chose to ban. I'm pretty sure it was Sweden, but it may have been a different Scandinavian country. But I remember that being so weird. And so they go to Disneyland and they see this character. And they're like, who's this duck character? Because they have very little. They don't know his personality. They don't know, much about it, because it was thought of as a negative example for children. So that's really random. But I guess just about any cartoon character you can make a case presents, weird personality defects to children. But yeah, that was very funny. Oh man. All right. So terrible at running the stream as usual. But we got 2 cartoons done, and one was actually Halloween themed. Oh man. But yeah, so I think that'll do it for this week. Oh, if you're still on, did you watch any of AOC's Twitch stream? I think she was playing Among Us on Twitch. It's so funny when like super, you know, famous people, like super well-known people, just decide to live stream. Because I was surprised that one writer that I like, N.K. Jemisin, just like streams Resident Evil, like herself playing Resident Evil. It's really funny. I wonder if she talks about, probably talks about politics, but I wonder if she talks about writing or anything, because she's got really good ideas about world building and like how to do fantasy and things that aren't like European kind of Tolkien based, you know, worlds. And so sure, it's interesting fantasy stuff, but it's very original. Like it feels very new. And she just live streams. She just plays like random games on Twitch, which is funny. Oh yeah, Ren and Stimpy. Yeah, what happened? There was supposed to be a Ren and Stimpy revival, but John Kay got Me Too'd, and now there's not. Or maybe there is, but he won't be involved. That's depressing, John Crickfalusi. He lived near me in the last place I lived in Los Angeles. It was just like a block away from his house, and I had no idea, because one of my friends that was in animation, the director of the studio, knew John Kay, and then they visited his house, and so he brought him over to his house. And it's like, oh, he's right near your place. That's really funny. Yeah, LA is weird like that. But yeah, I miss some Ren and Stimpy. Yeah, yeah, that's really good stuff. Yeah, I had a friend who worked a little bit for Spumco. He had a short stint in Spumco, but he got reamed. I think he was doing storyboards, and one day he just got like just ripped to shreds by John Kay, and just walked out, just like quit that day. He's a really talented artist, but maybe not real, like, mentally can't handle the kind of abusive situation, because he came from what, like Terry Toons, or like, because the Mighty Mouse studio. So John Kay came from that old school, like 60s, probably late 50s 60s, everyone yelling at each other kind of work environment. So yeah, maybe that's just the shitty environment he created. But yeah, there was supposed to be some Ren and Stimpy revival. but that won't happen now. Yeah, because I think it was a female animator that worked on some later Spunko stuff, got harassed by him. Yeah, I guess my friend told me at his house it was all these free weights, and he was getting older. I think he was in his 50s, and but he was really jacked. It was like one of those older, like really jacked guys. So I guess when they're feeling old, instead of just feeling old, he's like pumping iron. But yeah, so he was pretty fit, pretty ripped looking animator, and his like his patio or something was all free weights. uh yeah, you gotta love that stuff. Yeah, I wish but and that's the problem, is like Ren and Stimpy had that same problem that was like Simpsons has now. There's like the original era, like all that good original stuff, and then Nickelodeon brought it back, and what's his face, the voice of Stimpy, and the voice of Fry, and the voice of everybody, damn Billy West. And Billy West did all the voices. Like Billy West did both Ren and Stimpy. And when it returned, it was kind of like a watered down version. Like it wasn't very visually that interesting or very edgy, and just kind of like created and kind of kept some of the characters, like Ren's Sven. I don't know if that was Ren's cousin or nephew or something, but kept like some of those odd random characters as recurring characters. That was kind of odd. Yeah, I remember that there was like another season of Ren and Stimpy that was John K. less, because I guess he was really bad with deadlines, and really pissed off Nickelodeon when they were doing that original production. Yeah, I submitted a portfolio for to Spunko, I think when I was like towards the end of my undergraduate in Chicago, and it sucked. I wasn't much of a cartoonist, so I didn't hear back. But that was fun to draw. That was fun to try to get into that mindset. And I was drawing all like pen and ink character stuff in as close to Spunko as I could do. That was fun to like build up to that level, but I just don't think I was convincing enough. But yeah, love that stuff. Oh, cool. Yeah, Joe, did you watch did you watch any AOC live stream? I gotta look for that. I'm curious how that went. Yeah, she must have had some hardcore mods though, because I'm sure there's all kinds of psychos on online that would harass her. You must. Yeah. Yeah, 3 seasons. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I remember. Oh, because I really liked that original style, and I think there was like the last season that was Nickelodeon only, so they took the control away from John Kay. But maybe he had storyboards and stuff that were already worked through, and just knew he wasn't going to finish the production, and just produce them themselves. But yeah, but Billy West is so talented, you can barely tell it's not John Kay doing Ren. But yeah, but I remember that, yeah, distinctly. That's very depressing. But yeah, I love that era, and his like Kirk Douglas like obsession and stuff. There were so many, like any man's face is just Kirk Douglas's face. Yeah, so that aesthetic is really great. And yeah, and that was part of that 90s kind of indie animation stuff that like even Cartoon Network and stuff, and then what eventually became Adult Swim, they supported all of that really new style stuff, because it was just the TV animation especially was just repeating the same Bugs Bunny and everything, syndicated stuff again and again and again, and that was so cool. The new stuff, and the Adventures of Mighty Mouse. Do you guys remember the John K. Mighty Mouse series? They got canceled because they thought there was a cocaine reference in one of the episodes. But yeah, that was good. That was good. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's crazy. Oh, that's right, because it's a multiplayer game. Yeah, so yeah, she got some celebrity streamers to play with, of course. Damn. That's crazy. But, nice. All right. Well, I will wrap things up. I could talk Ren and Stimpy all day, though. That's such good stuff. Yeah, that close-up aesthetic. So I love that he combined that weird limited animation thing that like Hanna-Barbera kind of pioneered for TV, so that things were really graphic, but they didn't move that much. But then he did like really extreme animation poses, and then those really detailed like painted close-ups where they showed like the inside of an ear or somebody's like fingernail or some, up somebody's nose or whatever, and it was just this like really disgusting rendered painting illustration of like anything disgusting, like an eyeball or whatever. That's great stuff. That was a really nice combination of like kind of like underground comics aesthetics and old Hanna-Barbera. Definitely only could be filtered through him. Damn, good stuff. Wow. Yeah, the close-up. Could you imagine owning one of those? I can't. Oh, that would be so great. Those have got to be like floating around, like animation art collectors. But yeah, some of those painted close-ups. That would be awesome. Just to have those framed. That would be so excellent. Like a really heavy gold leaf, like museum style frame of one of those painted close-ups. Good stuff. All right. Well, thank you for helping me through that writing process. Yeah, I'll have to go take a look and see if they archive that stream. I'm curious. I'm curious what they talked about. Yeah, because I wonder if she like stayed in politician mode or just got like, girly and stupid on stream. Because I don't know. Yeah, I'm curious. I'm talking about the AOC. Yeah, AOC on Twitch. Yeah, that would be so cool. Damn. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, my friend that went over to his house, one more John K story. So my friend that went over to his house, he had just started working for Titmouse studio in LA, and so met John K, and he was a big Ren and Stimpy fan too. Was like, oh my god, and John K just said, hey, yeah, you're an animator, hey, draw me something. And he took him over to his animation board and asked him just to draw for him. I would have choked so intensely. I can't draw in front of people at all as it is. Like, it's amazing that I can get anything done during the live stream, but like drawing in person, especially doing a drawing for somebody, I completely just freeze up or just completely lose it every time. And he did. He just sat down and drew some one of his characters out of his head for John K. That would have been awesome. And he said that's great. Yeah, he complimented him on the drawing and everything. It's like, that's insane. That's like an insane amount of pressure. It's just like, yeah, asking, having Picasso say, hey, can you do a sketch for me? I want to see what you can do. That's insane. But yeah, it would have been cool just to see like his workspace and everything, because I'm sure, aside from the free weights, yeah, but I'm sure that was pretty funny. Damn. Okay, right. Oh yeah, no, I haven't seen. Yeah, I want to see. Yeah, I definitely want to watch Lovecraft Country. I haven't seen it, and maybe I can't see it unless it comes to one of the the Japanese version of one of the streaming platforms. Yeah, because is it Amazon series? Somebody's gonna need a wrench next time. But yeah, I want to. Yeah, I want to see. I'm curious about Lovecraft Country very much. All right. Yeah, it'd be fun. Yeah, well, I used to do a lot more edgier cartooning. I mean, this is just the kind of series and style that worked. But yeah, I did a lot of much edgier cartoons at one point. But yeah, maybe I'll do that sometime. I'll have something to drink and do a nice long stream of stupid and maybe try to come up with some new characters or something. Come up with a new series. But not during an election year. I don't know if I can handle it. I can't believe, though, that by next Tuesday, this will all be behind us. It'll be history. Yum's gonna have to wrench everybody here. Oh, man. Oh, nice. All right. Well, please, take care, everyone. Have a good rest of the night or rest of the morning, as it may be. And I'll be back next week. And I'm glad, I'm glad to see everyone on the we have to have a big sweaty band wrench for next time. Damn. Okay. But yeah, so it was good. Yeah, good to see everyone. And yeah, I'm really curious about the writing. But I'll take a look and see if it's on anything I've got access to. All right. Yeah, Yum. Take care. Joe, take care. Rev, take care. Hang in there. I hope, Rev, at least you're in a red state. So you're not surrounded by this. The most insane thing is my mother retired to a red state. And she's incredibly, liberal, blue state forever. And and especially like her social politics. So I don't know what she was thinking. She's deeply offended by all the yard signs and bumper stickers. All right. Okay, so everyone take care. And so abusecartoons.com is the website, and then gocomics.com/domestic abuse for the archive of everything. And so Tuesdays and Wednesdays, these go up on Go Comics, and Twitter is @abusecartoons, and then of course both Twitch and YouTube is where the live stream is. And if you want to support the cartoon, patreon.com/abusecartoons. So I will see everybody again next week. Please take care and stay safe and stay sane. Oh, so I guess I will see you on election eve. Yeah, because it'll be Monday. So I'll see you on election eve. And we'll have one more big fight about the laptop from hell and whatever else comes out during this week, before the big day. So take care, everyone, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.